Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Some really gusty winds today, so I'm stuck in here in the trees, not out there in the woods or out there in the open or that way in the open. So hopefully being nestled right between all this little grove of trees will help prevent the wind noise. I don't know. So I can't help it. If it gets windy, it gets windy. Well, tomorrow is the big day, the final day, the end of days, the days of Armageddon and collapse and rapture and all these things. I mean, that's at least what is being told by a lot of people online, surprisingly. If you want to know my personal opinion, because this video isn't necessarily going to be that, you can go over and watch it. I posted it today over on Locals. There'll be a link down in the description below. I think anything that goes on, it's always a good reminder for us to become a little bit more prepared. And when things seem to be out of the ordinary, whether they're a real event or it appears that there's a psyop going on, because we never know the exact outcome, it's probably always a good idea to keep our head on a swivel and to kind of top things off. So if you want to know more of my personal opinion, you can go over to Locals and you can watch that over there. But I do want to talk about similar things, okay? Not specific. And so I want a little disclaimer here. The things that I'm speaking of, I'm not necessarily insinuating that they could happen tomorrow on the eclipse. I'm only stating them because a lot of people have talked about in events like this on the eclipse. So I figured it's a good thing to go over maybe some different preparations. First one, that's a big one. It's a one that actually could happen, right? It's very real. It could happen. And that's a big cyber attack. Now, that's a very general term, cyber attack, right? There could be a cyber attack to specific areas. Could be some kind of widespread cyber attack, just attacking the internet and all the different nodes connected to that, which would be quite massive, probably on the level of an AI doing that. But since we don't specifically know, we just know cyber attack, it's something we should get ready for because, I mean, the Obamas had their movie kind of warning everybody about it. The World Economic Forum has been blabbing about it for the last couple of years or so of how dangerous it is and how it's going to be way worse than the pandemic when there's some big cyber attack. This could be in the banking industry, could be in the healthcare, could be in the communications, cell phones, military, GPS satellites, a lot of stuff. Just social media. And as much as you and I would probably really love to see social media shut down, even if that means this channel and this platform gets shut down, if that happens, it would create a lot of havoc. There would be a lot of pushback, a lot of problems. As much as we don't, I don't like it, and I know some of you don't like it. So that's one that we should always be kind of wary of, because that could happen at a moment's notice. Most other events that could happen, sometimes you can see them coming. Sometimes they gradually build over time. Sometimes things kind of have to happen to get us to that point. Cyber attack is not one of them. Cyber attack is something that could happen before I finish this video, with no warning whatsoever. There are literally billions and billions, I'm sure hundreds of billions, maybe even trillions of attempted cyber attacks every day. I've said it a few times, but I believe it was JP Morgan Chase Bank says that they get somewhere around 50 billion cyber attack attempts every day. That's just one bank. So they're happening all the time. And as you know, sometimes they get through and certain things get shut down or held hostage, digitally or so. But could something happen that could shut down major parts of things, right, that we use? Yes, absolutely. And this could be from some type of rogue entity, group, whatever. It could be a foreign government, and it could easily be our own government also. So we have to be prepared for that. We should do a few different things, and I know I'm a broken record, I'll admit it, But one of those things is just have a contingency plan that not needing it. And I know a lot of you say that. A lot of us say that. But I'm talking about your contingency plan is that if it's taken away and everything that of yours is taken away that's connected to it, then you're still on your feet. So your banks, for one thing, you know, how much money do you keep in the bank, in investments, Bitcoin? I know you're going to tell me that Bitcoin's always going to be there. It may be, but you may not always have access or the ability to use it. That's the thing. And don't think for a minute that they can't hack into it and take it, because the government has seized Bitcoins quite a bit. So cryptocurrencies, you know, all these other, you know, financial areas, you know, your retirement, obviously your bank account, your debit cards, those could go down. All debit cards are connected to like the credit card processing center. So maybe there's money in the bank, but you just can't use it because the card processors are down. There's all kinds of variables when it comes into financial. So maybe a plan is to not keep a lot of money in there. Just what you need. I know that's not doable for everyone, and some of you say, well, I don't have a lot of money to keep in there anyway, so I guess I got that one marked off. But probably not keep a lot of money in there. Keep some hard currencies tucked away just in case, and just, you know, that kind of stuff. Comms is another one. That's an easy target, actually. Cell phones, telephones, email, all that kind of stuff. You should have alternative comms. Here, I've got comms hanging right here. I got a radio I carry with me. You can all laugh. This is a cheap version of what a lot of firefighters use. Just kind of like a little sling that goes over you. You've seen me wear it. I actually like it. It's very nice. I can take it off at the house when I sit down. I don't have to worry about radio getting in my way, and I can slip it on real easy. That's not the point. The point is that it's comms. Do you have radios? Do the people in your tribe, in your mag, have radios? Are you able to communicate? What about long distance? Maybe radios doesn't work for every situation. Do you have other ways to communicate, or do you at least know how to find that person? GPS is in a lot of ways part of comms. So many people utilize that now to find out how to get somewhere. A lot of people don't know people's phone numbers and addresses anymore. They just, you know, click a link on their phone and it tells them how to get there, and they go. Do you know how to get to that person? I've advocated a long time to have an address book. Go back in the old days, you know, like when you and I grew up, and have an actual address book with people's names, phone numbers, addresses, any pertinent information. Because if all that's been kept online, yeah, it could go away. So comms is another one. And then general, moving into the next thing, just internet in general, you know, data that you have. Do you have books, information, how-to stuff, all that kind of stuff? Do you keep it online, or do you just keep it on digital? It's always best to have a real hard copy backup. I know you can have it digitally on like a stick or something like that, but we don't know what could happen that might make it even reading that stick difficult, you know, that memory stick or something. So have a hard copy backup. I've always been a big fan of books, real books, ones that have paper and you smell and they, you know, all that kind of stuff. Books. That's another one. Food. Yeah, food could be attacked. Food could be shut down. Food systems. And then just general transportation. That's all controlled by internet anymore, which includes your transporting of food. So cyber attacks could hurt that. And then just like traffic control systems, all that. There's a medical, hospitals, all that, 911 centers. All those things could be hacked. So we need to have a backup to them. Along with cyber attack is EMPs. They're very similar, and the preparations are very similar. Probably the only difference is, and when I say EMPs, we're going to roll in CME, coronal mass ejection, major solar flares. We're going to put it all together because there's the damage is so similar. It possibly could mean that electronic devices, whether they're connected to the internet or not, aren't going to work. They could fry them. It could even melt and catch fire the wiring in the walls of your house. True story. It's happened in the past. So most likely that wouldn't happen because most of the wiring in homes now is insulated, but I would not rule it out, especially if you live in an older home. This kind of thing would knock us back to the Stone Age. I've heard people say, oh, it'll knock us back to the 1800s. No, it won't. It'll knock us way, way further back. At the best, it'd be 1500s, like probably dark ages, that it would knock us back to. And the reason why is because if it knocked us back to the 1800s when there wasn't electricity, at least the people that existed back in those times, they knew how to survive. They knew how to grow things. They knew how to do things. They understood hygiene for the most part. It was kind of a new concept, but they still did it. And they understood how to make these things happen. People nowadays, they don't understand anything. If it's not done for them, if it's not digital, if it's not spelled out in front of them, majority of people are incapable of doing anything. It's amazing that people can still, know how to shower, bathe, and wipe their tush without some AI or Alexa telling them how. And so when we lose all that, it's not knocking us back to the 1800s. It's knocking us further back than that, because it's like we're almost starting over. So many people, they won't know what to do, how to do anything, nothing. They're incapable of doing anything. And so it's going to be chaotic. So EMPs, CMEs, big deal. And not likely that that's going to happen tomorrow, but it's possible that it could happen in our lifetime. And so we should probably be aware of that. War. Yeah, war, nuclear war, attack. We're already in a war. But I'm talking about like really tangible, you can taste it and feel it kind of war. Like it's obvious, there's no doubt. No one's arguing that there is or there isn't. Everyone just knows that we are. And I'm speaking most certainly of being attacked here on the homeland. That kind of stuff is going to be bad. It's going to cause massive disruptions, food, electricity, medical, everything. Everything will be disrupted overnight. And even though you may not be near any type of attack, the government will most likely declare martial law and will probably start seizing assets, businesses and stuff to put towards the war effort. There'll probably be curfews and very highly restricted, rules on moving about and everything. So even though the bad guys are bad, the good guys basically become the prison keepers. So that's where you probably want to live, as far away from people as possible, as far away from the cities as possible, places where you can go hide out. I know they can come out here and find me where I live, but I also live near tens of thousands of acres of just nothingness. And so if we really had to, on the run, we could go bug out into those places. I know where several good places are, and might buy us some time. Another pandemic, of course. I don't think I have to go into that too much because we've already experienced that recently, but I think another one is very possible. I know tomorrow there's a lot of people talking about things like raptures and stuff. I really don't see it. The Bible says that no man knows the day or the hour, and we know the day and the hour of the eclipse, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. But the aftermath, there could be earthquakes, volcanoes. There's been quite a few this week, and it's quite possible that the eclipse could cause that in the next few weeks, and that's something we should definitely be prepared for. You should be prepared to kind of do without and to kind of hunker down for a while if that happens, because people are going to be very chaotic and crazy for the first 60 to 90 days. After that, it'll probably tone down some, but those first 60 to 90 days is going to be bad. And so you need to be able to have enough stuff to just hunker down. Also, in possible relation to tomorrow is just people. Lots and lots and lots of people. Maybe people coming to look up in the sky, or it could be some other thing that happens in the near future where people just decide to just riot and burn down cities. I know we've never had that happen before, but that's a possibility that could happen before the end of this year. It is an election year. Never forget that. So those kind of things, just people, again, you want to stay away from them. You want to either lock yourself in your place, barricade it, have things to put over the windows, plywood on the inside. I would recommend if your situation is you can't bug out, you're just stuck there, you can go ahead and purchase the plywood now, especially if you have a garage or someplace to store it. Cut it to fit the windows, pre-drill holes, have it all set up. So it makes it a lot faster to drag that stuff out and put it up on the wall, cover windows, things like that. You want to be as gray man as possible if you have to bug in your home. You don't want to draw any attention. And so that's where having like emergency freeze-dried food and stored bottled water and stuff helps, so that you can just kind of live off of that for a few weeks, hoping that it will die down after that time. It may not, but the first few weeks are going to be pretty bad if, you know, there's mass riotings and stuff. We've already experienced that, and I think the next time around it'll be a lot worse. So terrorist attacks mixed into that is a real possibility. So it would make things even worse, amplify things. So be ready for that kind of stuff. And then there's all the other big brother stuff, you know, digital currency, gold skyrocketing, the US dollar collapsing, banks collapsing, shutting down. All those are real possibilities. And again, like I said in the beginning, don't keep all your eggs in one basket. Don't keep all your money in the bank. You know, diversify it, keep it in places it's harder to get to, or just don't keep it in banks at all. It's probably a good idea. Try to work on building bartering networks, work to build relationship with local farmers and producers and growers and stuff, so that you can go to them and you can barter your time for their products. This is where community is going to thrive, building local communities that don't need these things, that doesn't need the paper currency, or that can create their own. That kind of stuff we can do on our own. It has been done in the past, and it can most certainly be done again. I know this is a lot, and it's a lot of randomness, but this is the kind of stuff, and it's only a small portion, but it is the kind of stuff that we're facing. And we should probably have a plan for it, right, folks? I've been telling you this for years. Have stuff, be mentally ready, be spiritually ready, and have a plan. Have a plan of how you're going to get through all this. Because their hope is, the bad guys' hope is that you're so hyper dependent upon them that you don't have a plan, and you're just going to trust that they take care of you. And that's when they got you. That's when you become a full slave. So don't allow that to happen. Have a plan of how to exist without them, to disconnect, to secede from society, and to disconnect if necessary. You should probably start doing that now. It makes it a lot easier when it's under your own control. You need to be doing these things to get ready, because the things that I've spoken of, and several others, are very real possibilities, even over the next few weeks and months, and at the very most, years, the next few years. So we need to be getting our houses in order, folks, preparing ourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.